With Victoria cut off from the rest of the country, there's been a lot of attention on hotel quarantine failures there. Well, it seems the rest of us shouldn't be too confident. Tonight, the security guards literally caught napping and people stuck in grubby rooms.
To these security guards, minding COVID-19 quarantine hotels is a joke. To cancer sufferer Stephen Evans, it's no laughing matter.
And every day I'm in here, I'm scared of catching something because if I get something, it's going to kill me.
While expecting mum Kath claims these hotels are a breeding ground for the virus.
There's definitely a risk of spreading the disease within the hotel.
As we teeter on the edge of another national lockdown, we reveal embarrassing failings in a system set up to protect us. Hotel hostages in COVID captivity.
Treated better in Germany than you are here.
He looks like he's just come back from war.
On a busy road in Sydney's inner west, a food delivery arrives at the Merchant Hotel. This is one of several accommodation sites housing returning Aussies, some of whom could have the virus. Guests are brought here straight from the airport, where teams of nurses check them daily over a 2-week period, possibly longer. Good morning, Steve. Nice to meet you face to face, well, of sorts. But for Stephen Evans, his stay at the Merchant feels like he's in a game of Russian roulette.
I feel terrible about it. I mean, what can I... Yeah, it's just, I can't believe they did it.
Stephen's critically ill. He's just undergone emergency life-saving cancer surgery in Germany. Stephen expected to be taken home in one of these patient transporters, but instead he was brought to the Merchant Hotel.
The first room we had was filthy. Wasn't up to what they call a hard clean.
Stephen's immune system is shot after the surgery. He's on a strict diet due to his condition, but he's not been able to eat properly since entering hotel quarantine. His doctors say he should be self-isolating at home, not in a dirty hotel surrounded by potentially positive COVID-19 patients.
Three different times we had new letters from doctors and new information, and 3 times they said no.
This is where doctors reckon Stephen should be recovering, on his rural property in Brawley, 4 hours south of Sydney. Ironically, it seems easier for Stephen to escape a deadly bushfire than the Merchant Hotel. A large chunk of his property was destroyed in January, but Stephen reckons he'd still be safer there, near the supportive family like son Sam.
I agree with the the whole self-isolation thing if you've gone overseas, but the fact that they put him in a filthy hotel and they say that they're judging it, case by case sort of thing, and clearly they're not. Otherwise, I think there'd be a much different outcome with his situation.
The Department of Home Affairs granted Stephen special permission to travel to Germany for the operation. He assumed he would be able to comply with quarantine measures at home when he got back. Instead, New South Wales Health ignored the medical advice and took him to the Merchant Hotel. Stephen Evans believes with every passing hour that he's held hostage inside this COVID-19 hotel means what time he's got left on this planet will be drastically cut short. All he wants to do is go home and be alone.
They don't care about individual cases. I don't know if it's caused by the thing in Victoria or I have no idea, but I think it's outrageous. I'm going to pursue it in court anyway. Whether they let me out or not, I can't believe they've treated me so badly.
We were genuinely concerned that we were going to contract COVID by being at the last facility.
Pregnant mum Catherine also had that sinking feeling during her quarantine stay at the Merchant Hotel. Kath works in the veterinary field and knows a thing or two about medical hygiene, which she says is sorely missing at the Merchant.
We had our shoes off and just making ourselves comfortable in the room, and then noticed that the bottom of our daughter and our feet were black, which was quite concerning. So the floor was really, really dirty.
Kath's alarm bells were ringing even louder with what she describes as an inconsistent approach from nursing staff to wearing personal protective equipment.
One time when we were walking back to our hotel room from having been outside in the courtyard, a nurse was still getting dressed, so she wasn't wearing a mask yet. So that was a bit concerning to us because that person has been interacting with other potentially positive patients. Oh my gosh.
After complaining to New South Wales Health, Kath and her family were moved to another hotel to see out their quarantine. She says her new room is much cleaner, but nursing staff are still relaxed about PPE.
At this new facility that we're at, we've also seen 3 nurses now that have been walking on the premises without masks on. So there's definitely the risk of spread between patients and the nurses.
And you couldn't get more laid back than these COVID hotel security guards. These contractors are not minding the doors at the Merchant Hotel, but another Sydney COVID hotel. And these dopes wouldn't have a clue who's coming and going. A concerned viewer sent us this vision, which highlights that it's probably more good luck than good management that New South Wales isn't experiencing a spike in cases like Victoria.
With all these extra flights coming in, Melbourne being closed, we're being told by nurses that it's just getting worse. They just don't have the capacity to deal with the influx of people coming.
For Stephen Evans, time might be running out to get out. This social distancing interview happened on Friday, but even after contacting New South Wales Health, another sleepless night at the Merchant awaits Stephen. Frail and now in his second week of quarantine.
You there, mate? I'm going to have to go back and lie down, sorry.
Oh, you're feeling a bit crook?
Yeah, I'm too sore. Sanity.
Get some rest, go and lie down.
Okay, thank you.
New South Wales Health is refusing to move Stephen and says it follows strict cleaning protocols in quarantine hotels, while New South Wales Police told us the security company in question immediately terminated the contracts of the guards involved as soon as they were made aware of their behaviour.